Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Theory Test 2. We're going to get started, but before we do, I want to give you a couple of reminders. So obviously this is your second test. So just a few reminders because it has been a while since you've taken your first test. So congratulations on getting to your second test. That means you've completed all lessons 1 through 10. So you're moving right along. And just a couple of reminders when you go to edit your test, you want to make sure and have a header for every section. So that means you will have a brief section, you will have a phrases section, you will have a word pair section, sentence section, and the last section will be a paragraph. So you did not have a paragraph in your first test, so that's going to be kind of the new added feature with this test. And once we get to it, I will explain how you're going to format that. So it's pretty basic. Really, everything on our test is double spaced. Whether you've got your briefs going down your page, everything is double spaced. So once you get to your paragraph, you'll label that paragraph, go down to the next line, you're going to tab once, which is what we call indenting, so a tab in once, and then you're going to write that whole paragraph. It's going to be about 5 sentences, and that's pretty much all you have to do. I'm going to tell you where your commas and periods are, so you're going to strike that on your machine, and then you're going to make sure when you go to edit that you do have the commas and the periods where they need to be. So that's pretty much it for the paragraph. It's pretty basic. The only thing you have to remember is you want to tab over. So I'll remind you once we get to that part of the test. It's at the very end. So it should go in order from briefs to phrases. Then you're going to have word pairs, sentences, and then the last will be the paragraph. Okay. Now, just a little reminder, when you do finish your test, you want to save it. First thing you always do is save your work. When it's time to go into the edit mode, I want you to follow the directions that you can print up on the on our page, our web page. Whether you either probably have Total Eclipse or Case Catalyst. There's directions for each of these, so you're going to want to print out whichever one you have. Okay, so for example, Total Eclipse Quick Guide gives you step-by-step instructions on how to edit your transcript after a test. Then Total Eclipse also has the commands page that you can print out, which I highly recommend you do, and put it in your theory folder. You want to have this handy, and you're going to follow those and it just gives you all of the commands. If I hit, let's see here, Control Z, that's the oops undo command. So it will undo, something that I just previously did if I didn't mean to do that. So go through, and you're going to get faster with your formatting. It will get better. It will get faster. I promise you. At first, it's a little foreign, but you've already completed test 1. So just goes to show that you can do this. It just takes a little time. So over time, you will get quicker with this. So, but there's lots of different commands. If you want to go back a sentence, you hit Alt-B. So that's kind of what the, this command handout is for. So keep that handy. Case Catalyst has the same quick guide. So again, print that out if that's what you have. And there's step-by-step instructions, how to edit your transcript after typing a test. The biggest, I would say the most important thing that you need to do in a test is after you write it, you need to save it before you do anything. So, if you have Total Eclipse, you hit Control Q to save your work. And then with Case Cat, you're going to press the file close to save your work once you've completed your editing. Do not forget to do that. You don't want to lose your work and have to go back in and re-edit again. Okay, so just make sure you save your work. And again, Case Cat also has a nice little basic command summary card that you can refer to, and it tells you exactly what you need. If you need a cursor movement, it gives you commands, global commands, edit commands, punctuation commands, and you're going to get very familiar with those as time goes on and the more you edit your test, okay? So those are just a few reminders. Again, after you edit your test, you want to go back, take another quick look, make sure everything looks good. You want to check for typos, spelling errors, punctuation errors, anything like that, because every error that you make is -1. So that adds up real quickly. And you don't want to not pass a test because of a silly mistake. It's one thing maybe if you write a word incorrectly on your machine, but when you make mistakes due to punctuation, it just kind of seems like you're just giving your test away. So really look over that thoroughly, check, tell yourself this is the second part of the test. The second part is always important as the first part. So the first part, I say you take it down in your machine. Second part is when you go in and you edit. That's just as important as taking it down. So there's 2 parts to our test, okay? All right, so with that being said, we will have some proper names in our test, but I will give you the spelling of the proper names after we're done with the test. So for now, you're just going to, make sure you flag it because it's a proper name, and I'll go back, give you the spellings, and then when you edit, you're going to make sure you have the correct spelling, okay? And again, if you make a mistake, it's okay. You can hit your asterisk key and then rewrite the word. Even if it's a test, that's okay because you are correcting it. So technically, that's what you're supposed to do, okay? All right. You might hear maybe a word that you haven't heard in practice or in our dictation, in our read back, but that's okay. You've already learned the concept, so just remember that. So you have to remember what that concept is and then just apply it to that word, okay? So you might hear a few new words here, but that doesn't mean you haven't learned the concept. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out with some briefs, okay? And I'll let you know when we get done with briefs and we move into our phrases so you know, okay? So number 1 is some. I have some food. Some. Number 2 is ask. You can ask any question. Number 3, information. Do you have the information? Now, just another reminder, make sure you strike your comma in between each brief so that you've got, each brief is separated from the previous one. It just makes it a lot easier to read, okay? And when you go to edit it, you're going to take out that comma. And you'll have one brief on each line, okay? All right, number 4, but. I wanted to go, but it was raining. Number 5, until. He wanted to go until the weather changed. Number 6, have. I have too many things to do. Have. Number 7, if. I will go if you go. If. Another reminder, when you're editing your test, you want to make sure all of your briefs are lowercase, except for the pronoun I, or if you get a proper name, or anything like that. Otherwise, everything else is lowercase. Okay, number 8, of. What kind of candy is that? Of. Number 9, and. I wanted to go, and he wanted to go as well. And. Number 10, this. This will be the last year. This. Number 11, consider. Will you consider it? Number 12, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can do it for you. Now, just a little reminder with that one. We consider that a brief, so that's why it's not in the phrase section. So it's considered a brief. And, even though it is 2 words. But if you write it correctly, Y-E-R, your dictionary will recognize that and put the comma in for you. Let's say you make a misstroke and you don't get yes, sir, but you go back to edit your test and you realize, oh, that's yes, sir, but I misstroked it, and you have to physically add the word in. You're going to need a comma. So it'd be yes, comma, space, and then sir, okay? Same exact scenario for no, sir. Okay, number 13 is account. Did you open an account? Number 14, inform. I will inform you. Number 15, help. Ask for help. Number 16, well. I am well. Number 17, very. I have very good news. Number 18, any. I don't have any plans for tomorrow. Number 19, month. What month were you born? Month. Number 20, not. I will not go today. Not. Number 21, credit. Do you have any credit? Number 22, no, sir. No, sir, I did not do it. Number 23, in. Let's go in the car. In. 24, many. There are many things to do. Many. 25, been. I have been there. Been. 26, why? Why do you want to go? Why? So that's the end of our brief section. Now we're going to move on to phrases. Okay, so if you want, you can hit your maybe the period FPLT a few times just to kind of, show yourself, okay, that's the end of the briefs. Now we're on to phrases, and then you can take those out when you go to edit your test. Okay, all right, let's start with our phrases. Number 1, had not. We had not been there in a long time. Had not. Number 2, and the. She went to the store and the car broke down. And the. Number 3, you can. You can do it. You can. 24, cannot. I cannot go. Now, that is considered a phrase, but it is one word. We talked about that when we learned it. So cannot is always one word, so don't forget. When you go to transcribe your notes, your test, you want to make sure that's one word. Okay. All right. Number 5, if you. I will go if you go with me. Number 6, will not. I will not do it. Number 7, this is. This is my dog. Number 8, and I. She and I will go first. Number 9, of the. We want some of the dessert. Of the. Number 10, is not. She is not going. is not. Number 11, and you. I will go and you will go. Number 12, are not. We are not excited about it. Number 13, this will. This will be a beautiful day. Number 14, I can. I can help you. Number 15, have the. Have the dogs been fed? Number 16, he can. He can go with you. Number 17, did not. I did not do it. Number 18, have a. Do you have a spare tire? Have a. Number 19, it can. It can be done. Number 20, if the. If the trash man comes today, we will put out the trash cans. If the. 21, in a. He is in a bind. 22, we can. We can go with you. 23, we're not. We were not happy about it. We're not. 24, in the. He is hiding in the closet. 25, so many. I have so many things to do. So many. 26, is a. She is a beautiful girl. 27, she can. She can go with you. 28, have you? Have you been there? And the last phrase, on the. Sit on the horse. On the. All right, moving right into word pairs. So we have a short vowel versus a long vowel. Number 1 is pep. Let's go to the pep rally. And you can either put one word on each line, or you can write one, the first word, and then tab across and then put the second word that goes with it. It's totally up to you how you want to do that. Okay. Number 2, peep. She did not make a peep. Number 3, mill. He works in the mill. Number 4, mile. Can you run a mile? Number 5, bit. The dog bit the child. Number 6, bite. He will bite you. Number 7, step. Take a step. Number 8, steep. Those are steep stairs. Number 9, cub, the bear cub, walked across the street. Number 10, cube. Draw a cube on the paper. Number 11, her. Her hair is beautiful. Number 12, here. Let's go over here. Number 13, mutt. That dog is a mutt. Number 14, mute. Put the music on mute. All right, moving right into sentences. I'll let you know if there's a period, interrog, or a comma. Comma in somewhere in between the sentences, and then what's at the end, so you know. All right, here we go. Number 1, buy a new tie at any shop. Period. Number 2, will you remember to come in to see me about the loan? Interrog. Number 3, where did you put the big sign about the new phone company? Interrog. Number 4, yes, comma, he will take some time to consider it. Period. Number 5, can you take a month off to stay with Sue? Interrog. And again, I'll give you all the proper names after the test, okay? I'm going to make sure you flag it so you know that's a proper name. Number 6, I know you can cope with the pet rat. Period. Number 7. Did Matt mug the mall? Interrog. And mall is like a gangster's female companion or a prostitute. Now, again, you're going to need a dictionary, so go ahead and invest in one if you have not already, so that you can look up words like that. Okay, so it's mall, and I won't give you the spelling. I want you to look that up, but it is a prostitute or a gangster's female companion. Okay, so did Matt mug the mall? Interrog. Number 8. You are to remember, comma, it is very dumb to lie to mom, period. Now, I didn't say my mom, so I'm using that as you can replace your name with this. It is very dumb to lie to mom, so you want to flag that. It is very dumb to lie to Jennifer or whoever. Okay. Period. Number 9. Will you take some time to sew up the hole in his suit so he can shop for a new one? Interrog. And some time is 2 words, because you can drop some. Will you take time to sew up the hole? So that would be 2 words. Will you take some time? Okay, number 10. Did you ask Rick for the credit information? Interrog. Number 11. When you're at the boat store, comma, will you buy me some bait? Interrog. And that your is your contraction your. You can say when you are at the boat store. So when I say your, you know that's the contraction for you are. Okay. Number 12. Yes, sir, comma, today is the day. Period. Now, again, you write it correctly, Y-E-R, your dictionary is going to transcribe it for you as yes, comma, sir. But it only puts in one comma. So if there's a sentence, it would be yes, comma, sir, comma, space. So you have to add, you're going to write your RBGS, after yes, sir, Y-E-R, and strike your comma. Today is the day. So make sure that when you go to edit that, you have a space after the comma. Okay. All right. Number 13. Did you stay in the sun to have a tan in Iraq? Number 14. Did you hear the male cat purr in Iraq? Number 15. We would like to buy a new red van, period. Number 16. Why is it so hot today in Iraq? Number 17. When you were with the company, comma, did you say it was a nice company to work for? Interrog. Number 18. No, sir, comma, he is not here yet, period. All right, so that's the same scenario as yes, sir, comma. Okay, you're going to do the same thing. Make sure you have a space after the comma. Number 19. Tom said you were at the pub when you met Tess, period. Number 20. Doug rode the bike for a mile, period. 21. Would you let us know if you're the one we can see about the mess in Iraq. 22. I knew you could do it. Period. 23. Her son won the race. Period. 24. Where have you been? In Iraq. 25. Did you see Tim take your truck to the store to pick up the stuff? In Iraq. 26. I can have the information you need about the made today. Period. Number 27. When did he buy a new yacht? In Iraq. Now, just a reminder, look up yacht. That's not a common word, and it has a little bit of a different spelling. So just a reminder there. All right, so that concludes our sentences. Now we have one left. This is a paragraph. You're going to want to maybe strike your period a couple times just to space down so you know that's the end of your sentences. And now you're going to title this, when you get into the edit mode, paragraph, and then go down one and hit your tab one time. And this will be in paragraph form. So here we go. Okay. We need you to pay off your account. Period. Do you have the bill with you, comma, or did you put it in the mail. Interrog. We will credit your account when the month is up. Period. Where did you hear about the company? Interrog. Do you like the information which was sent to you? Interrog. I hope you will consider which month you can pay off the account. Period. And that's the end of our paragraph. So that's one paragraph. Just make sure at the end of each sentence you hit your space bar twice. So if it's interrog, then it's space, space. At the end of each sentence, space, space. Okay. Now let's go over our word list. We have some proper names that I want to give to you. Okay. We've got Sue, capital S-U-E. You want to write these down. Even if you think you know how it's spelled, you always want to write it down. Make sure you have the correct spelling, because if you spell it wrong, that's -1. So it's like you're giving up you're giving up an error, and you don't want to do that. Okay. All right. Then we have Matt, capital M-A-T-T. Rick, capital R-I-C-K. Tom, capital T-O-M. Tess, capital T-E-S-S. Doug, capital D-O-U-G. Tim, capital T-I-M. And that concludes the spellings of the proper names. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to send in an email to the information email, and we'll get back to you and answer any questions you may have. Or you can attend the Monday evening live class. Just, send in an email letting Robert know that you do want to attend that because you have questions. I want to give you the rubric, the grading rubric. -0 to -3 is an A. -4 through 6 is a B. -7 through 10 is a C. Okay, so if you don't pass this, you need to go back and redo it, and which means you need to go back and redo your lessons. Lessons 6 through 10 is what this test focused on. Plus, it implements all of the other lessons from that are previous to that. So depending on what you missed, you need to go back and redo your lessons if you don't pass. And if you just barely pass, let's say you're right on the cusp there of a C, I still encourage you to go back and practice again with whatever it is that you need to practice. Or if it's because of spelling errors, typo errors, that type of thing, then you want to go back and just re-transcribe your test so that you get better at transcribing, because that's just as important as writing it on your machine. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know, and good luck. Have a wonderful day.